Hello, everybody. It's me, Doctor Who and the Master 892 here, and today I am live reviewing episode 2. I wasn't expecting to do an episode 2 review, but I mean, how well episode 1 did. I thought, let's do another one. And here with me is a newcomer, well, is now on another channel I'm working on, but introduce yourself.
Hello guys, my name is Corey from the YouTube channel Doctor Who Reactions.
And he's part of Time News United. If you don't know, that's my joint channel.
Yeah, and that as well. Yeah, that as well.
Also, there'll be a review on that as well by Adam. He will be doing a review. Also, comment below what your opinions on the episode of, this episode, obviously. The review, don't talk about last week unless you want to compare it. Yeah, we're going to go with 5 top topics. So the first, let's just do the number one. What do you generally think after watching it, first viewing night? What's your opinion after watching
it? My opinion, I'm quite impressed. So, quite excited for the episode originally, and after watching that, so yeah, quite impressed, quite happy with the episode itself. To be honest, pretty enjoyed it well. Enjoyed it quite a lot.
I was shocked how they made the title sequence. So I think that should be our first topic, really. But everything else, I actually generally enjoyed myself when watching the episode itself. I think I enjoyed it much more than I did. I think the dialogue is much better. I think that's the most problem I said about last week's episode first viewing. The dialogue, except for the main characters, but like any other characters who's not like the main like 4, I actually quite enjoyed. But the characters will be our other topic. But let's talk about like the title sequence / TARDIS, because they're the 2 big things. And I said to you, like a few days ago, I'm glad they didn't put everything in last episode, like being too greedy. Like it gets more people to wait for the next episode. I'm glad they kept it quite a secret for not in the first episode, not putting everything out there. What do you think about the title sequence?
Yeah. I'm also happy with it the same way. If they put it all in the first episode, everything's spoiled. It's just put it away, and then there's nothing really to look forward to in the second episode. So that's what they've done well there. Title sequence. Really like the theme tune. The music gone back to the original 1960s theme, and yeah, the title sequence, the graphics, very different, very stunning, spectacular graphics, very different. I think on first viewing, I definitely do like it. Yeah, I do like it. Clearly going in a different direction, but I think overall, from a very first viewing, I do like it. It is a bit shorter than usual, which means we get into the episode a bit quicker and it doesn't drag on too long. But yeah, I think overall,
I'm glad they just put it out there straight off. Do you think they're going to do that with every episode, with the first, like the start off, or do you think it'd be like what it usually?
Yeah, they might start off with the title sequence, not have a pre-title sequence scene. We'll have to wait and see. That they might just get straight into it.
By the way, I am reading your comments, by the way, but after we go on to a certain topic like the story, it goes through Corey, then me, and then we will read your comments. But what my opinion is, I can definitely see the composer, I think, did it. I could definitely see
Akinola.
Yeah. And I could definitely see he wanted to make it like the original show. And I can literally see it.
Yeah.
It's a bit more different, obviously, the colours. Obviously, it's not black and white.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's one thing I do like about
Eddie Nerd. I think I said that right. Eddie Nerd. Yeah, the episode was amazing. TARDIS. I think we should talk about the TARDIS. That's the most. That was side of it. The shot. I love the shot. I'm a filmmaker, by the way. I would love the shot. It's like a outside. It looks like you would get a full shot of it when the Doctor. It looks so beautiful. The camera work and the filmmakers. I think we'll be talking. That will be one of the topics later on in this review. We talk about how it's made and that. But yeah, the inside, a bit of it looks weird, but it also looks beautiful at the same time. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think it does.
you know what's it called? It's just the circle thing. It reminds me bits and pieces of nines and tens TARDIS. I know I
Yeah,
should not compare it to other TARDISes, but that's the only thing I can see it as. But it also feels like its own. It's definitely its own thing. Um,
it gives me
oh,
like
God, someone gave me an extra
Krypton
subscriber, by
feel.
the way. Sorry. 4 more
So,
subscribers
yeah,
before 900. Let's get this to 10 likes, by the way. Carry on.
it gives me sort of like a Krypton feel from Superman, if you get what I mean. I think
Yeah, I can see.
from what I've seen, obviously the we'll call it like the ice or the diamonds sort of structures inside. Um, yeah, I thought it was again really stunning, really beautiful, something completely different. Again, it looks a bit like the 9 and 10's TARDIS on like the organic feel. Yes, with the actual structures inside. It's a bit of a shame though. I believe what I've seen there was a leaked image of the TARDIS a few months ago. Not quite the same um, colours as it is now. It looked a bit more like Superman's Krypton sort of thing back then, but definitely a bit of a shame because when she first walked into the TARDIS, I was thinking, scene, but obviously when they panned around to the full view, it definitely was. It definitely looks really weird. There's really colourful, loads of different colours here
Yeah.
and everywhere.
Did you
But I
do you
think the
know the
highlight of the
shots in the TARDIS where Jodie walks into it and they don't I was thinking the pilot how they use, when the camera where, pans out, when Bill was looking
yeah,
out and you see that. I was thinking that when they were doing it, and then they went to a shot of like medium shot of
yeah, I
with
thought
it, and they keep like teasing it in the thing. It was like, come on, show
yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's how I felt. It
I
it
think the
looks really
lighting
cool.
was a bit
And mate,
dark.
what type of bit was that? A biscuit the TARDIS made?
I think it was a custard cream. I
Oh, I
believe
love them. I had that
the
a few
cream.
days ago. Yeah, the TARDIS looks brilliant, amazing. Slash, what? I'm a bit like mixed, but it's gonna grow on me. So let me
Yeah.
read some comments now of the intro and the TARDIS. Let's start off with the first. Hi, I love the new TARDIS. Do we love the TARDIS? At the moment, I like. I'm not gonna say love at the moment. I'm I'm not gonna say love.
On the I would say like at the moment. It might take a bit of time to get used to. Obviously, it's very, very different. But I think on first viewing, obviously, I do like it. It'd be good to see it in action. Hopefully, we'll see it in the next episode a bit more. So, yeah, definitely
Obviously,
like
we
it.
will. They're going to have more stories. I think we briefly say that at the very end of this review. Something else said, "Wow, the intro. Yep, pretty wow." Someone commented on the video about it. First Doctor intro on. Okay, the TARDIS is a scene that I agree. Yeah, it is. It's really beautiful. Anyway, yeah. Hi. Oh yeah. Hi again, Time Lord. Hey. All right. I love studying TARDIS. Mm. Hello to Horror More. Welcome to the stream. This is what we're going to do. So basically, we'll go on to a topic. Next topic is about story. It's going to be go through Corey, then me, and then read your comments. So let me. It looks old story more. It looks better than one pick I've seen. Yeah, they did say something on like. Did you read it like Corey? Like the BBC or something said, don't. They leaked that photo around. They didn't say. They said something like, don't put your thoughts on that or something. I think. Did you read a
Mm,
post like that? Because I remember I heard,
yeah,
and I
I think
agree. I
so.
mean, the picture didn't really affect me at all. I was still at the edge of my seat. I
Yeah,
wanted to see it. I was actually quite
yeah,
excited. I actually
yeah.
forgot
Even
Doctor
though,
was on yesterday. Yesterday I didn't. I forgot Doctor was on. Okay, Tim Shaw,
how can you do
Grace.
that?
Yeah, we're gonna go through that mention in a bit when we go on to the villains. It looks like old story intros and okay, I think we're ready. We're going to talk about stories, so make sure to comment on or what your opinions on the story of the episode. So, Corey, can you explain the story and what did you think about it? Because I'm going to explain it after you.
So the story itself, it gave me a little bit of a, if you've seen Enlightenment feel from the Fifth Doctor era. So yeah, story is basically about two people racing to try and find the ghost monument in order to try to win that money, the cash prize. And obviously, the planet itself was very, very dangerous. Many obstacles that they had to try and face. One of which was the robot droid, robot droid for the guns, and then I don't know what you call the other monsters.
I actually is it bad that I can't remember all the new villain names at the moment? I'm sure I can.
Yeah, but I think, I think overall, again, a good story, quite gripping, obviously.
It's
Trying to reach
it's
the
actually.
goal and
I don't know what about it, but it's very fun, spacey adventure mystery. It's sort of,
yeah,
like a hunt, a quest, and we felt that.
it does. Yeah,
I think who did Chris write this? Because obviously not every writer, he doesn't write every single episode. Did Chris
you might
write
have
this?
done.
Well,
You might have done. I can't remember what it said.
it's already better. It's already getting better than previous series. I can't say series 8 at the moment, but
Yeah,
the
that's
writing
good.
team
I think if it's getting better, definitely that's a good sign. I'd agree.
I don't know. They use like 6 characters on screen when we went on this quest with them. Yeah, I felt like I was a part of it as well, and I don't know. It's really loved the characters together, and obviously I know that's like the next topic, but the story I just think that it's really good writing, and the biggest complaint that we got in Moffat's era about the writing has been god awful. And are you happy that the writing's really good now?
Yeah, so far I'd say it's definitely been enjoyable. I know we're only 2 episodes in, but so far I've enjoyed the story as itself at the moment. So hopefully, should be a good indicator of what's to come.
I agree. So now, actually, I'm going to say it's by story wise, it is much better than episode 1. I felt like I enjoyed it much more. I mean, I enjoyed last week, but I actually felt like I want to rewatch it again. I mean, I haven't actually properly rewatched episode 1 yet, a second watch, but I feel like I want to watch this again. Because I just think it was brilliant, I mean, with Smile, I know that was episode 2. I mean, it's okay. I mean, the Smile. I mean, they use those rushed characters at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did it much better this episode. I know they're not like loads of army people, whatever you called them. I can't remember what they were. They did it much better than Smile.
Just like a throwaway, Sonic ending, wasn't it? Use a bit of Sonic and then it saved the day.
Well, I'm going to read the comments. 2 likes, 8 people watching. Make sure to get us stuff around like 10 people watching. To around 5. Okay, let's go read some comments. Where her face isn't in the intro though. Not a big deal. I know that was a part of the toss thing. It's not a big deal if she's not in it. Her face. What else? Her face isn't what. But it does. What? I'm trying to find something that talks about the story. Do you like the robots and monsters robe things? Yes. Do you count them as more villains? I think that will be our next. Not the one because the characters be next. What I could say, you don't get too much of it, but there is one shot that I was actually very intrigued. So I'll be talking about that in a sec. The TARDIS was the Doctor's wife. So how do you work? Yeah. A bit slow, but really good fun. I didn't really get a scary vibe with it, except for there was one shot. But yeah, if I was intrigued, then it went back to slow. I can sort of see why they say it was slow pace. Yeah, I hope we see the pool. Oh, the pool. Yeah. I wish my son I enjoyed it. Okay. Okay, so we should discuss the characters. Corey, just explain all the main characters and the 2 characters we have. Don't talk about the guy in the tent. We'll get to him in a sec. It's all down to you.
Okay, so yeah, obviously you've got Doctor, Ryan, Yaz, and Graham, and then you've got the two other characters, names that have escaped me, but you've got a male and a female, who are competing to discover the ghost monument. So one of them is more likable than the other. The male was a lot more grumpy, a lot more in it to trying to win. Doesn't care about others, but only person he cares about is himself and winning that prize, and only doing things himself. Whereas the woman was a bit more caring, got along, Yaz, Graham, and Ryan a bit more. I think Graham sort of surprised me a bit more this time because last week he was a bit more standoffish, whereas this week he was a bit more into it. So obviously getting involved, throwing out ideas, trying to actively trying to solve the problem because he realizes that he's on a planet. He don't know where he is. There's a way of getting home. So the only way he can get home is trying to help out. They looked at Ryan's I think was it the dyspraxia again with the ladder and the doctor trying to help him out and get over that barrier. Talked about getting over Grace with Graham, and then Yasmin was there helping out, but didn't really do too much in my mind. So it was most of the Doctor and Graham that did the most, and then Doctor herself, she's given me a lot more of a David Tennant feel. Definitely a lot of a David Tennant feel where they ask her, does she know what she's doing, and she's like, nope, but let's get to it. Sort of vibe.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
that's my
totally
thoughts.
agree with that. Such as Graham. Yeah, he didn't do too much last week, but he did
No,
have some. But in this one, I feel like he had a lot of focus than the
he
other
did.
two characters. In my opinion, obviously they did have a good amount of screen time, but in my opinion, I think I really enjoyed Graham. He was like asking questions and
He
stuff, and
was.
it's funny. I did joke and I did laugh in some bits, and then there are bits where he was serious. When he was talking to Ryan, and he said, the line about, Grace, we might be on an
Yeah,
alien planet, but and then he got a bit like he was a bit stunned, like we don't talk about it enough, and I was like, whoa, we need a bit more of that, not
yeah,
much more but I think Ryan, some bits did annoy me when you keep seeing
okay,
those Graham and that, like, can you stop being a dick to Graham?
yeah, yeah,
Um, But again, I still really like the character Jasmine as well. I think Yasmin, and the Doctor, much better than episode one. I feel like everybody's complaining about she's more Tennant, more Smith. She should find her own Doctor, and I think she is getting there.
yeah. He's
Um,
definitely getting there. There's only
um,
one complaint
oh,
for
and the two
Graham.
new, the
Sorry.
two other characters. I actually personally
Yeah,
like these two characters. I want to
yeah,
see. I want to see them return. I think they got that type of fight. The villain from last week, I don't really care less if he's that guy's return, or the guy who
okay,
said I'm special. I don't really care if he comes back. But these two characters, the one I cared, I actually genuinely cared. I cared for these two characters. I understood what their characters are and what
yeah,
their goals for. And I
yeah.
literally want to see that. Maybe a standalone film. Okay, it's a spin-off. Or rather have that than Class. Okay,
All right.
so let's read comments. Okay, briefly, still too long. Cool around. Okay, ducks are cool. Yeah, ducks are pretty cool. I think that there was, I think there was good, but needs a bit more work. We'll hope she plays for Cop more in the show. And they will do the work they are meant to be doing, and not like they've got no jobs, but I do not know. Okay.
Just
I didn't. Yeah. Sorry, I just didn't really understand the sentence properly. Do you like ducks? Do you like ducks? Think so. um. So yeah, let's talk about the villain.
Ah,
Sorry, if there is a
no,
proper villain, I don't think there's
yeah.
like.
So yeah, they obviously there's not really a villain. All you've got is the robot droid things, and then the other I don't know what we're going to call them, the things towards the end, that the like silk material moving things that speak. So I think, yeah, I think the robots were really good. A bit reminiscent to your clones from Star Wars. Cannot aim, cannot shoot, always miss a shot. Apart from obviously that one shot on the guy, but no, I think they're really good. It added a bit of pressure in the story. For them, they've got to move, otherwise they're going to get killed. The only villain you can really reference, I think, from this episode is obviously the mention of the stanza. Now, obviously, you said that you wouldn't want Tim Shaw or Shimja to return, but I'm getting the feeling that the stanza might have some form of further role to play in the series, because obviously the woman mentioned that the stanza invaded the planet, killed her wife. So I don't think if they hadn't, if they, there would be a reason for them to maybe mention the stanza again, or unless they want to make a reference back to the first episode. But maybe in my mind, the stanza might come up a bit more in the future. I know it's been said that there's not going to be like an overriding arc over the series, but there is a chance that species may return. We'll see, won't we? What do you think?
Again, I don't really think there's too much of a villain, to be honest. You get that guy in the tent. The thing is, they don't really
Oh
mention
yeah,
too much of the names, as you said, whatever. That guy, I don't really care for his character. I don't really. I think he played when that guy was like threatening, like I will find you and stuff. I was like, he's kind of that villain. He's just kind of weak, to be honest. I don't really care if he comes
it
back.
seemed too easy. It seemed too easy for him to back off and give, and it seemed too easy
Oh, yeah,
for him to do that.
is it just me or the woman? I know this is not the right thing we should talk about, because I should have said this in that other topic. But you know the get woman who's lost wants to find a family. She said something to Yasmin,
Yeah,
something about a family, and then something happened, and then she's like, "I don't know you," and I feel like that's a story arc, but they said no story arcs. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Why am I?
yeah.
What is that? I actually want to know if there is a story. I know they said they're not, but hope there is.
Yeah,
They referenced the villain from last week's bit. What do you
yeah,
think about that? Tying it in.
yeah. Like I just said, I think there's a reason why it's been mentioned again. So even though they said there won't be a story arc, like I said, there might be a chance that the villains, the Stenza might return. There's a chance, because I don't think they would have mentioned it if it had no importance apart from maybe a reference back to the last episode. So yeah, I've got a feeling that the Stenza may return in the future.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't really care about the Stenyo, whatever.
Stenza, yeah.
Could you say the man who doesn't really care about anyone? Could you say he's a villain? I don't think he's a villain. I think he went for so. I
No.
think I think at
Um.
the. Do you think he sort of redeemed himself at the end? I don't really think he's really redeemed himself. Kind of. I still want a spin off or them to return, but villains. I don't really
No,
agree with
that's not. You
that.
can't say there was a villain because there wasn't really a villain, to be honest.
And now let's talk about. Oh yeah, let's read the comments. Almost forgot about.
Good idea.
I was about to say talk about the next topic. Okay, so then make sure to get this to 5 likes, and also subscribe to Dot2 Reaction. But I think he will talk about that near the end. What did I say? No one's chat. Yep, no one is chat. Guys, chat away. Chat away. When we're talking. Chat away. Maybe no, don't start beef. Okay, let's read some comments, by the way. Oh god, there's been comments. Will you cosplay any of the characters? No, I don't really do cosplaying. Corey, would you cosplay? Do you cosplay? Okay. Tim Shaw. Oh yeah, we already read that. What do you think about? Okay, what do you think? Uh, lot, lot the two, okay. Really, got meets flying. Yeah. Oh, TARDIS Traveller. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello. How's things? Okay. Just hi. Okay. Okay. You read those comments. Let's talk about the camera. You know, practically like all behind the scenes stuff, like the camera work, the lighting, the editing. Wait one sec. Hello, am I still here? Corey?
You're still there. You're still there. Don't
Sorry,
worry. You're still there.
my internet slowly went off, and I was like, "Oh, it's the line stream over." We're talking about. Okay, let me repeat the thing. We talk about the camera work, the
Yeah.
lighting, the editing, all the behind the scenes stuff. So, Corey,
Yeah.
let
Again,
everyone
we,
comment
we
what
got
you
a
think.
glimpse of it last week. Yeah, we got a glimpse of it last week of how good it is, and I think again this week it really showed how amazing, how spectacular the cinematic stuff is, the camera work and the lighting, really beautiful. Especially when it came to those wider shots of the planet in space on the spaceship, and I think definitely, especially on the TARDIS itself, did a really really good job this week. I do think.
I think some camera work. I think a lot of camera. There is one shot that annoyed me, but you see a side of Jodie's face, and then you see all the air, and I just don't really like the shot. But
Mm,
I like my favorite shot is when it's all wide. I think they use a drone or something of the TARDIS. You see the whole thing and see Jodie walking. Love that shot. The lighting makes it dark. Also, what I talked about the villain. You know that shot when Yasmin I'm gonna get that right at some point. Yasmin and Ryan finds out those robots are up and found where they are. You know that one shot on the computers.
mm,
That story thing that really got me intrigued by those villains. I was like, oh god. And then it got back to slow pace. It took a while to get them to about they're here, they're here. And they did quite fast editing, you know, snap, 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 shot, 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 and not letting us too much to breathe. But yeah, I think those are
mm.
yeah, I think obviously we keep wrapping this up. Last topic is obviously our conclusions. But generally what and then we might briefly talk about next week's in the what we've got in the trailer. So Corey, just explain all your conclusion, be as a couple minutes as you want, whatever.
Yeah, I think so. To conclude, so just following the episode. So yeah, impressed. Yeah, yeah, really enjoyed the episode. Yeah, I do think it was better than last week for a little comparison. But I think yeah, overall, really enjoyed it. The plot was great, fast paced, slow paced. You really felt for the characters. You felt involved with the storyline, and it's great to see the TARDIS back in action. You just found the TARDIS. It looks brilliant. Good reveal for it. Liked how they revealed the TARDIS even at the start, just straight into it. So yeah, overall, really really enjoyed it. I think if I had to rate it, probably 7, 7.5. Could be an 8 out of push. Moving on to the preview for next week. Again, didn't give too much away.
Wait,
Just
wait, no, let
simple.
me talk when I'm my conclusion before we talk briefly on that.
Oh, sorry. I'm actually okay. I'll let you go into yours. That's basically
My
mine's
conclusion, it's
sums up.
much better than last week by far. I really, really enjoyed it. I love the characters, especially Graham, especially love the two characters. I keep saying a couple of times in the stream, I want more of them. But I don't know what their names are, but the characters, it's more very intriguing. Like, is this the last time we see them? You know, they sort of remind me of
Mm,
Time Heist people, but like better.
yeah,
You
I get
get
that fine.
more of a character then. I think it's just the writing. The writing is keep getting better and better as we're going on. The all the behind the scenes work, making it really, really good. Uh, yeah, and the acting brilliant. The set designs, I recommend. I just want to say thanks to everybody who was a part of that production. it looks quite expensive. And remember when everybody thought those robots were Sontarans? It's kind of funny when you look about it now.
Yeah.
They don't look like Sontaran. Maybe in the far distance, maybe.
Well,
Uh,
this possibly, yeah, but yeah,
are
definitely not.
you liking how each episode is now not a new villain? And I think they should. I mean, I'm glad the dialects and stuff are not coming back, but I think they should at least build up on their tent or these feelings. Maybe the Christmas special to season 12. At least hint to them, build up to them. I think. But
Yeah,
I think
I
new
think
villains each week. It wants you to. I'm liking because everybody's been like, "Oh, we want these villains to return." Da 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 da. Um, to be honest, I want more and more original stuff, and that's what they're giving us. More stuff to be like, I want them to return. I want them to return. And so far,
yeah,
I didn't really like the episode 1 villain too much, but I feel like he will return. I have a feeling they mentioned him again. He should.
I reckon
I
it
think.
will.
Wait, did he die
Or
last?
maybe I don't think he didn't. We can't say he died because he started to melt a little bit before he went through the little portal thing. So he might come back. We'll have to wait. I think the race, the Senza might come back. Whether
Hmm.
Tim Shaw will, we'll have to wait and see.
So basically, so let me just go on the trailer right now. So next week, as you told me, it is a history episode.
Yeah.
Who is that woman again? She sounds so familiar. Is she the woman who went on the bus?
Yeah, that's Rosa Parks. She's the
That's
woman who got told to step to get out of a seat for a white person and refused.
she's
Basically, and then
actually
got put
going
in
for
prison
that.
for it. I
That's a
believe.
brave move, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
It's what the show was. It's all about history and getting people to understand what the show was. That's what it was originally for. If you watch the what's it called, that document, Adventures in Time. Wait, Adventures
Yeah.
in Space and
In
Time.
space and time.
But episode 3 looks brilliant, and I think I'll be here. Maybe Corey might be here, or someone else might be here. You can tell they're in all different costumes, so they maybe that's in the wardrobe. I want to see that. We haven't seen that since Christmas Invasion, but realistically, we won't. But how
Yeah.
they did, I think they did a lot of research. But I might do some research as well, so just to see if they got it all right.
Yeah.
I want more. Oh, I'm actually genuinely excited for the next week's or more Doctor Who. I'm actually. How do you? Are you feeling that excitement again?
It's flowed right through from last week onto this week, and it's definitely continuing to next week. Yeah, it's still as excited as I was from the start.
I want more. I haven't felt this since
Yeah.
I think properly serious. All right, series 9. I got excited for the trailer. I was a bit let down. I saw series 8, series 9. I was last time properly excited, and I want to see more. I'm excited. Last week was good. It didn't really interest me to go into the continue. Well, I will continue, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I'm guaranteed to carry on watching the show. I mean, I would have watched the show anyways, but I'm enjoying myself. If there is a drop, I'm not talking about viewing figures. I'm talking about like episode. If there's an episode that's really bad, obviously there's always a weekend episode. But I hope
There always is.
what I hope they keep getting every episode better and better. I think series 10 did that sort of, except for the smile, and they keep getting better until extremis level. And it was like a bit like a roller coaster. Some good, some bad, and it got to World Enough in Time, and it was brilliant. Yeah, but what do you rate it? The episode, the ghost episode.
Yeah, I said before, 7.5, maybe pushing to an 8.
I'm
For me.
giving it an 8, stronger 8. I think I'll be changing last week's. I think I'm changing that to a 6, 6.5.
Okay.
But really good. I hope you enjoyed. Still at 2 likes and then some 15 viewers, people watching in 7. It's still, mixed. And really good viewing things. Better than last week's, I say. Likes are not good, but I mean, last week I got 155 dislikes, so that's saying something. But yeah, good. I hope you guys enjoy. Corey might be here next week, or he might be during the other episodes of the reviews. Make sure to subscribe to Time News United. He will be doing a review at some point. Maybe episode 3. Are you doing a? So he might not be
Yeah, I can do next week. I think possibly.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to watch Doctor Who Reaction. That's his channel. He's like at 20 subscribers, sort of, almost 30. So make sure to watch that. I am 4 subscribers away to get to 900. So make sure to share it around my channel just to make it to 900 and subscribe to Doctor Who Reaction. So I see you. We'll be back. Well, I will be back hopefully next week or the week after. We see you and see ya. Bye.
Bye.